Why retirees will never draw down their retirement portfolio. You'd think it wouldn't be the case, but I found an article that has a lot of details that will prove the fact that you probably aren't going to spend your money. Not all of it. Coming up next. Hey, this is Mel Stubbs. I'm a financial planner with Christy Capital Management, where we're helping federal employees plan for a better retirement. If you need individualized help, click right up here. So Michael Kitces is a self-described financial planning nerd who puts out lots of studies in the financial planning world. And he did a study where he came up that retirees aren't spending the way that they should. The classic view is that in retirement, like you've saved money your whole career, and now in retirement, you're going to go spend it. But spending down your retirement assets in a smooth fashion is pretty hard to do. So here's our first chart. So this is from 2000 to 2008, and there are 4 quartiles. Let's look at the top one here because that's where our clients would be sitting. You can see from 2000 to 2008, the wealth number, it came down a little bit over 2001 and 2002 because that was the dot-com crash. And then it went up, and by late 2008, it was a little bit higher than it was earlier in the decade. Well, how would this be so? The returns during this time frame were not overly good. Well, let's look at the consumption. You can see in the first several years, consumption went up as people first retire. They typically spend more money. But then you can see spending goes down. And so the reason that the wealth number was going up over time was not because of exceptional returns, but because people aren't spending. They're not even spending all that the portfolio is earning. And that's because you have control over your spending to some extent. During good times, you can spend more, and during bad times, you can spend less. Let's look at the impact of inflation. You can see here in year 1, we're spending $40,000 a year. When you apply the different inflation rates, you can see how the inflation-adjusted spending rises. And by the 30th year, if you had 2% inflation versus 5% inflation, the difference is spending $75,000 a year in year 30 versus spending $164,000 a year in year 30. Inflation is one of the concerns that would lead you to believe that you might run out of money. But since retirees are worried about inflation, and they're worried about portfolio returns not being favorable, oftentimes retirees are spending less in retirement to defend against these risks. Lots of times we're talking about a 4% withdrawal each year, and that statistically is deemed a safe withdrawal rate in our industry. The reason that is that you probably could take out 6% a year and it would work out, but people go with 4% just to be safe, and they end up not spending down their entire money. Most of the time, markets and inflation don't spiral out of control, so the end result of the study was that most retirees faced with the potential of living a really long time in retirement, they are compelled to keep extra assets available just in case they'll have extra. Some people we meet with want to spend their last dollar, and some want to leave a legacy. And the great thing about being a federal employee is that you have a pension and you'll have Social Security. And if you're married, you'll have a spousal Social Security. Most of the clients we're working with, those 3 sources cover the majority of their spending. And that gives them the ability to spend money when times are good and then not spend money when times are not good. Being able to control your spending when returns aren't as good helps your probability of success. Now, for some people, they are their own worst enemy and they can spend like drunken sailors and run out of money. And this is where prudent planning comes in. We want our clients to use their accounts and consume and to have an enjoyable retirement. But we do want them to be cognizant of the risk that if you live well into your 90s, you'll still need some money to be able to pay for things then. So a good plan factors that in. The time for a good plan is at the beginning when you're getting ready for retirement. If you want help making sure that your plan is in place and that you have enough so that you're not running out of money, reach out to us at christycapital.com. If it turns out you're going to have extra money and you want to know tax-efficient ways to give and to be generous, check out this video right here. If you want to talk over your situation with somebody that understands your federal benefits, then reach out to us at christycapital.com and click Talk to an Advisor. My name is Mel Stubbs. I'll talk to you soon.